Again, I say welcome, my friends, to another edition of John Sports Corner. And to our listeners and to our viewers, I say thank you so much for giving us that presence out there where we can say that week by week, our subscribers are growing and our listenership and our viewership has improved tremendously. So, again, I say welcome to John Sports Corner, your Sports Corner. John, again, I say welcome to John Sports Corner.
Thank you, Trevor. Hello, universe. Good afternoon. Thank you for visiting John Sports Corner. Before we forward into this afternoon sports roundup, again, I invite you to go to Winner's Circle Radio in the Sosa Bone shop. See what you like in the shop. Get something for a friend, for a birthday gift, or for whatever purpose. Maybe it will make an unusual office gift. Somebody in your office is having a birthday, and you get something in John Sports Corner as
Yes,
a gift.
yes,
Of
yes.
course, also in the Sosa Bone shop is the great Jamaican Blue Mountain Coffee.
Okay.
Let's talk sports as usual, starting with birthdays. Yesterday, the great Donald Quarry, Olympic gold medalist, celebrated a birthday. And today, another Olympic gold medalist out of Paris Olympic Games last year, Roger Stoner, celebrates a birthday. The former great Barbadian and West Indian batsman Sir Everton de Courcy Weeks would have celebrated a birthday today. In fact, Sir Everton holds the record of scoring 5 consecutive Test centuries, still a
Oh,
record,
oh,
and missed adding a sixth when he was run out for 90
oh.
in Madras, India.
Run out, please.
Run out.
Mm.
Tomorrow, another Jamaican and former West Indian cricketer, Lester King, would have celebrated a birthday. Lester passed a couple of years ago. On Friday, Frederick Baker's world champion medalist in the discus celebrates a birthday. So too, Lyndon Victor out of Grenada, who has won Olympic and world championship medals in the decathlon. On Saturday, she remains one of my favorite athletes out of Jamaica, Melaine Walker, who won both Olympic and World Championship medals in the 400 hurdles. On Monday, Sashana Campbell, a reggae girl, celebrates a birthday. Big game between England and Afghanistan earlier as we turn to cricket, lovely cricket. The loser to say bye-bye to the 2025 ICC Champions Trophy tournament. And when the last ball was bowled, it was Afghanistan riding high on the tide as they defeated England in a nail-biting 8 runs with 1 ball to go in the game. Afghanistan, after being 37 for 3,
Wow.
posted 325 for 7 from their 50 overs. Thanks to Ibrahim Zadran, who got 177. Jofra Archer, 3 for 64 from his 10 overs. Liam Livingston, 2 for 28 from 5 overs. England, 317 in 49.5 overs. Joe Root, another century, 120. Asmatullah Omarzai, 5 for 58 from 9.5 overs. And Trevor, in the post-game interview done by former West Indies cricketer Ian Bishop with
Mhm.
Ibrahim Zadran, talking to Ibrahim. Bishop asked Ibrahim about batting on that pitch today. And
Mhm.
I hope our West Indies batsmen and perhaps our bowling cricketers heard his response. He said, I wanted to play proper cricket shots. Yeah, that's what Abraham said. Anyway, and it's amazing what losing does to one's psyche, Trevor. England captain Josh Butler to decide over the next few weeks if he should continue as white ball captain.
Hmm.
It was England's third successive disappointment in white ball tournaments under Butler's captaincy after the 50 over World Cup exit in 2023 and of course last year's 2020 World Cup exit.
Yeah, but John,
Afghanistan.
but the question, John, is were they competitive? Because that is what he should use to judge the um the results, not whether they won or they lost, but were they competitive, John, or did they get blown out?
Yes, you see, Trevor, being competitive is one thing, but the bottom line is you want to win. So, you might be competitive, but you want to win. If you
Yeah,
don't win, you have to really think about, well, what am I doing wrong? Or maybe my leadership is not inspiring.
but John,
Um,
and on so many occasions we have seen where the top batsman on the opposing team was dropped three times by your fielders. Okay, among among other things, right?
mhm,
And so you end up losing by 6 runs when the top batsman who was dropped went on to score at least 50 runs after he was dropped. Okay,
mhm.
so I have to say that when we say that this fans, John, the fans enjoy the game, a nail biter, where they're sitting on their seats, John, holding their breath. Both sides see where they have the ability and the opportunity to win the game. That brings more fans to the street, back into the stands, John. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, Trevor, you being the performer in the arena, you might be, the fans might be screaming and pulling their hair out, but if you don't win, you're going that arena to win, not to come second or third. You're going there to win, and if you're not winning, especially you as a captain, then you start to question yourself as to your ability to lead and
You
to
know,
inspire the other players.
I don't know if it was my grandfather who said, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game.
Forget about that. Winning is the only thing.
Okay.
Because I never played sport to how to play the game. I play to win. you know. And those thoughts are comments were in the days of amateur sports. But in the professional arena, you're
Mm,
going there to win because the more you win is the more money you make.
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Trevor, let's move on here. Afghanistan play Australia on Friday in Lahore, while South Africa plays England on Saturday in Karachi.
Mm.
Which two from Afghanistan, Australia, South Africa will advance to the final? Of course, England is already out. Um, and so I guess that will be resolved sometime Saturday afternoon.
Mm.
Yesterday, not a ball bowled in the game between Australia and South Africa,
Mm.
as that essay that a certain cricketer was asked to write in high
Mm.
school, Trevor,
Mm.
and all he wrote was "rain no play." He had
Friend.
essay on cricket, and he just wrote "rain no play." Anyway, that
Okay.
was the game between South Africa and Australia. Again, I mean, the toss was not even spun because the game was called, I think, about 3 hours after it was the scheduled start. Yeah,
You know, John, the last time we talked about that game not being played, we heard that people are being suspended. Okay. Now,
Hmm.
in this situation, you could say it was it was the umpires who decided to call the game and not the players who decided they could not play on the field, John. Which one is
Well, well, in this case, Trevor, it's 3 hours after and it was still raining after the
it?
schedule starts. So, there is that time frame in which they call games,
So,
when they say it can't be played.
so in this case, nobody got suspended, but everybody got paid.
Everybody got paid.
Okay.
and both teams went away with a point. Yeah. One other game in New Zealand by 5 wickets over Bangladesh as we continue to talk Champions Trophy. Bangladesh 236 for 9 from 50 overs. Najmul Hossain Shanto 77. Jacob Ali 45. Michael Bracewell 4 for 26 from 10 overs. Will O'Rourke 2 for 48 from 10. New Zealand 240 for 5 from 46.1 overs. Rachin Ravindra 112. Tom Latham 55. Moving along, Cricket West Indies 50-over tournament that bowled off on Monday in St. Kitts and Nevis. And looking at the scores at Conaree Sports Club, Barbados women by 11 runs over Guyana women. Barbados 183 for 5 from 20 overs. Alia Aline 57, Kishona Knight 54, Shanita Grimond 2 for 17 from 10 overs. Guyana women 172 in 47.4 overs. Sherry-Ann Fraser, Mandu Mangru, and Shabika Ghaznabi scored 26 runs each. Shemaine Campbell 25, Erin Dean 3 for 33 from 10 overs. Keela Elliott 3 for 38 from 3, and Alia Aline 2 for 21 from 9.1 overs.
Okay.
At Warner Park, Jamaica women opened defense of their title with a 51-run win over Trinidad and Tobago women. Jamaica women 223 in 49.5 overs. Rashada Williams, the new captain of the Jamaica team, 51. Stephanie Taylor, the former captain, 49. Shadia Nation, 37. Anisa Mohammed, 3 for 40 from 9.5 overs. Karishma Ramharak, 2 for 42 from 10 overs. Rita Ramtahal, 2 for 34 from 6. Trinidad and Tobago, 172 in 46.4 overs. Steffi Sugrim, 34. Dejanay Joseph, 32. Karishma Ramhamak, also 32 runs. Vanessa Watts, 3 for 34 from 9.4 overs. At St. Paul Sports Complex, Windward Islands women by 8 wickets over Leewards women. Leewards 93 in 28 overs. Renice Boyce 24. Melisha Clark 23. Afi Fletcher 5 for 15 from 7 overs. Amaya Gilbert 2 for 25 from 7. Windward Islands women 94 for 2 from 13.5 overs. Janila Glasgow 55 not out. Zeta James 21. The games today have just ended, and I'll give you the scores. At St. Paul Sports Complex, Guyana women by 8 wickets over Jamaica women. Jamaica 175 from 47.4 overs. Chedia Nation 32. Plafiana Millington 3 for 16 from 10 overs. Shabika Ghaznabi 2 for 27 from 6. Guyana women 178 for 2 from 47.2 overs. Liliana Grimond 72 not out. Mandy Mangru 60. At Warner Park, Barbados women by 56 runs over Windward Islands women. Barbados women 181 in 43.3 overs. Keisha Knight 63 and her twin sister Kishona 51. Janila Glasgow 2 for 24 from 8 overs. Zeta James 2 for 30 from 9.3 overs. Afi Fletcher 2 for 37 from 9 overs. Pearl Etienne 2 for 22 from 4.3 overs. Windward's women, 125 in 30.5 overs. Ashleen Edward, 31. Afi Fletcher, 29. Nirjani Tomabach, 3 for 20 from 4 overs. Alia Aline, 2 for 13 from 6. Keela
Mm,
Elliott, 2 for 14 from 3.5 overs.
mm,
And in the final game today at Connery Sports Complex, Trinidad and Tobago women by 4 wickets over the Leeward Islands women. Leeward's 188 in 45.3 overs. Bernice Boyce, 76.
mm.
Sonisha Hector, 35. Amrita Ramthahal, 4 for 26 from 6 overs. And Anisha Mohammed, 3 for 26 from 8.3 overs. Trinidad and Tobago women, 190 for 6 from 47.3 overs. Brittany Cooper, 72. Leanne Kirby, 41, not out. Jazara Claxton, 2 for 29 from 9 overs. Guyana President Dr. Irfan Ali appointed the new chairman of CARICOM Subcommittee on Cricket, replacing outgoing chairman and Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley. Remember that TV show, As the World Turns, Trevor?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Well, let Sosofat take you back to December 2023, when Barbados and Guyana absented themselves from the Cricket West Indies governance reform meeting. And then they showed up at the rescheduled meeting earlier this month.
Mm-hmm.
You think the appointment of Dr. Ali triggered both Barbados and Guyana showing up for the February meeting? You say, you never see smoke without fire.
Well,
Or should I say, Sosofat just looking below the fat?
cut the fat. Let's get down to the bone, John. I think that, as we say, Diana has a little bit, bring a little bit more oil to the table.
Some gold.
Okay, so Barbados might be choosing their friends very wisely. Okay.
I bring my big brother to the fight.
What Miss Looney say? Call me brother to me. Tell him to come here quick and to bring the bus your open stick.
Yeah. Anyway, Trevor, at the annual general meeting in St. Kitts and Nevis on Sunday, former Jamaica and West Indies cricketer Wavell Hines will serve a 7th term, or should I say a 7th consecutive term as West Indies Players Association president after being elected unopposed. Hines, first elected in 2011, will continue to work alongside his executive team of Vice President Nixon McLean, Wayne Lewis, Honorary Secretary, Assistant Secretary Liam Sebastian, and Treasurer Ridley Jacobs. Newly elected Jamaica women's captain Rashada Williams appointed West Indies Players Association's second non-elected director, joining Barbados' Shakira Selman on the board.
John, I don't like those 7 consecutive terms, especially unopposed, That tell me that nobody else wants the job, or there is something there that why nobody is willing to. They're so satisfied, John, that they do not want to shake the tree or rock the boat. I don't know. 7 consecutive, John, seem 2, and they are 2-year terms, right?
But yeah, Trevor, Wavell Hines took that position, or was elected to that position years ago, when there was a little firestorm with West Indies senior cricketers, And I guess he has been able to kind of negotiate and smooth the waters over the years. So,
Like we
but
used,
again, you wonder if it should be another term limited position.
definitely. Because one of the things we know, John, in this situation is that if you run against the sitting president and you lose, then he might hold it against you.
Well,
Okay.
there usually there are two sides to a story, mine and yours. So there's always in politics two sides.
I just know that we never talent pool like we do in the West Indies. For somebody to run in 14 years in a row or 7 consecutive terms, John, it raises a question. Have you been training anybody to take over the job and aren't you tired by this?
And Trevor, I think one of my observations are in West Indies cricket that our great cricketers of yesteryear don't seem inclined i- to, for whatever reason, to be involved in West Indies cricket. Yes, some of them are like Sir Curtly Ambrose, Shivnarayan Chandapal is involved, but uh, you know, in terms of working with maybe youngsters under 19s, under 17s, in terms of their batting and the bowling, I don't know. We don't seem to be too gung ho and I don't know if it's because after the cricketers, after they finish playing, they don't want to work with the board or what, you know?
Well, the question
But
is the opportunity there, John? And I say that because mentorship normally produces the type of leadership that can continue a legacy.
but
Okay.
Trevor, if I am a great player, whatever it is, and
Hmm.
I retired, and I offer my services to to groom maybe youngsters,
Hmm.
w- I don't know why you would turn it down
Well,
unless I'm asking for too much of a remuneration in order
no,
to work.
no, 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 John.
Yeah.
I'll say this, that most of the times, okay, I would say that when it comes to cricket, the players are more popular than the president of the players union. They are the ones who is bringing out the crowd.
Hmm.
Somebody who has been in the job for 10 years, John. He's an administrator. He sits behind a desk and he tries to work out certain things. I do not know if the president of the players union, John, is instrumental in getting anyone to attend the game. Okay, and I would say
Hmm.
that when I look at the other world sports like basketball in the NBA, and every time you look around, John, you see Rivers, you see all these players, John, Kerr, and the guy by the Warriors, and I mean, you find players, John, who are able to go take over as coaches for a team. They spend a lot of time as assistant coaches, okay, learning the game, and when they're communicating with the players, John, they are up to speed on how the game is being played now.
Hmm.
The changes that have taken place, okay, and some of
Hmm.
them are coming to the table having established new records in the sport, which
Hmm.
where you can players are looking up to you because you just did 5 consecutive centuries and you got run out for a sixth. Now, when you're talking to that player, John, and you're encouraging them and even you're able to go beyond being a president of an organization, actually be you can actually be a coach to this player. Okay,
Hmm.
so the respect, I would say, is very strong because you're talking about not a player who was playing the game 40 years ago or 30 years ago, but players now who are in the present, And the opportunities are way beyond coaching. You know, you have the digital, you have the sponsorship, you have a lot of things, John, that you never had 20 years ago, because the internet has opened up a whole new platform for these
Oh,
guys.
yes.
Okay. So I would say that unless they're making a ton of money under the present Players Association president, and the negotiations are right on par with soccer, basketball, and the other sports that are out there, John, then sometimes, you know, you have to spur the water a little bit. Yeah. Term limit, John.
Yeah, term limit. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes.
Moving on, the 2025 Indian Premier League season gets going on Saturday as Kolkata Knight Riders square off against Royal Challengers Bangalore at
Mm.
Eden Gardens. West Indies cricketers Sunil Narayan, Andre Russell, and Rahman Powell are in the Kolkata camp, while Romario Shepherd is in the Royal Challengers camp.
Mm.
Let's stay in India and the Women's Premier League. Hayley Matthews' Mumbai Indians by 8 wickets over Chanel Henry's UP Warriors. Warriors 142 for 9 from 20 overs. Grace Harris 45. Nat Shriver Brunt 3 for 18 from 4 overs. Skirti Gupta 2 for 11 from 2 overs. Indians 143 for 2 from 17 overs. Nat Shriver 75 not out. Hayley Matthews 59. And the Cricket West Indies 4-day regional championships round 4 resumes March 5th because the lighting does not meet international standards. The Jamaica-Guyana day-night fixture scheduled for Sabina Park will now be a day game. Tajarain Shanda Paul is back in the Guyana Harpy Eagles squad for
Mm.
the Jamaica game. He missed the Eagles game against West Indies Academy because of an injury. The team is captained by Tevin Imlach.
Mm.
The other round 4 games, Windward's Volcanoes played the Leewards Hurricanes at Darren Sammy Stadium. West Indies Academy against the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force at Coolidge Cricket Ground. Barbados Pride against the combined campuses and colleges at Kensington Oval.
Mm.
At the conclusion of round 3, let's look at the batting and bowling statistics. Trinidad and Tobago's Jason Mohammed leads the batting with 483 runs, including 3 consecutive centuries. And just when he's having a marvelous season, Trevor, with centuries in each of the 3 games, he comes down with a groin injury and is questionable for round 4.
Mm. Mm.
Mohammed is followed in the batting by Jonathan Drakes of Barbados. He has 303 runs with 2 centuries. Jamaica's John Campbell, 299 runs with a century. Craig Brathwaite, 290 runs, and Craig had a double century in his first game. On the bowling side, Kari Peer leads all bowlers with 26 wickets, followed by Raheem Cornwall of the Leewards Hurricanes, 17 wickets. Veerasamy Permaul, Guyana, has 16 wickets, and Joshua Bishop, West Indies Academy, 14 wickets. West Indies Masters opened the Masters T20 League with a 7-wicket win over Australia Masters. Australia Masters 216 for 8 from 20 overs. Shane Watson 107, Daniel Christian 32, Ashley Nurse 3 for 16 from 3 overs, Ravi Rampal 2 for 23, and Jerome Taylor 2 for 40. West Indies Masters 220 for 3 from 19.2 overs. Lendl Simmons 94 not out. Dwayne Smith 51. Brian Lara 33. Brian Lara is captain in the West Indies Masters team.
Yes.
And on to track and field, the big pre-champs meet the 48th renewal of the Gibson McCook Relays at the National Stadium last Saturday. And before I look at some results, let me say this, Trevor. I bought the package as usual to
Mm.
watch the meet on One Spot Media.
Okay.
But when I tried to sign on Saturday morning, no meet.
Did you get a refund, John?
It didn't really matter too much at the time because I was watching Premier League football and, of course, Champions League cricket, trophy
Mm.
cricket.
Mm.
But early afternoon, I tried signing on again. And there was a note this time that you joined the meet at 3.
Mm.
About 10 after, I said, let me join the meet now. There was another note there that said, you join at 3:30.
Mm.
Then Then I was able to actually join the meet at 3:30 for the opening ceremony and finals. Last year of course, it's not the first time I bought the package,
Mm.
and they showed us like the preliminary round um, races and that. So I went on early to start watching the preliminary rounds,
Mhm.
but unfortunately, I didn't get to see some of the youngsters in the early races.
So did you get
And
a?
I like to see, Trevor, sometimes you watch a race and a youngster doesn't come out of the preliminary round, but something about the youngster catches your eye.
Yes.
And later on, they become a great athlete, And so I like to watch preliminary rounds.
Well, John, I would like to think that when you go to a restaurant and you order a five-course meal, when they tell you they have no salad and they have no dessert, you only pay for three courses, John.
Well, you might mention that to them. That time I paid for only 3 courses, But this means, Trevor, Champs is coming up shortly,
Yes.
and they're going to offer the early bird or whatever a package.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll have to call the station to make sure that when I buy this package, I can watch all day
You can watch your early
because
bird.
my plan is I plan to watch. I like to watch from the first race.
Well, let's hope you catch a couple early birds. Or so early worms. So.
Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, Trevor, the meet didn't really declare a champ's favorite on the boys' side. There were some good sprinting from Calabar and Jamaica College, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Edwin Allen, St. Jago, William Nib, and Excelsior boys will have a hand, I believe, in who wins boys champs 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if Kingston College, the defending champions, are playing cat and mouse or were playing cat and mouse. And while they did win the final race, the 4x4, I wasn't impressed with the showing of the athletes, some of the athletes that I saw them put on the track on Saturday. But um, I don't know. On the girls' side, I don't see anybody tackling Edwin Allen girls.
Mm.
Some
No.
of our seniors were also on display.
Mm-hmm.
Tasha Gale leapt 8.34 meters to break the long jump meet record, his longest jump since winning the World Championship in 2019. Tia Clayton, 7.02 seconds, and her twin sister Tina, 7.04, ran 1-2 in the women's 60 meters,
Mm-hmm.
while Julian Fort won the men's equivalent in 6.48 seconds. For Julian Ford, injuries have been a bug in his career.
Mm.
And I really love to see him give us an injury-free season.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor, I think he has so much talent, but injuries really slows an athlete.
Well, John, I'm going to ask a question that might be related to how well these some of these athletes do. What is the compensation package like, John, when they participate in these meets? And does it allow them, therefore, to afford some of the type of treatment and training, John, that might prevent them from getting, hurt going down the road, John?
But the professional athletes have their um packages with the companies that provide, your spikes and your
Yes, the
shirts and
sponsorship. But I'm talking about all these high school kids out there, John, who are running their arts out. And in the
oh
process,
no, high school kids can't be compensated, Trevor.
so
No, the schools get
yes.
will get some kind of some kind of financial reward, I should say, based on how an individual or a team finishes in a race.
Hmm.
That is in place. But
So,
the children themselves, the kids themselves, cannot be, because they are amateurs,
John, we
and
used to,
it will impact their college possibilities.
John, we used to have that excuse in American college sports, okay, where the coach for the team, John, was making $5 million per year.
Hmm.
And if you gave a jersey to one of the players and he sold the jersey, they wanted to punish him, John. That has changed, John. Now they have changed it where college athletes, John, who are bringing in millions of dollars into the system, as well as being the father that is feeding the broadcast, John. Okay, that is feeding the broadcasting of these games, John. They are not being compensated. So I'm asking this question very clearly. That
Yeah.
we use the excuse that they cannot get scholarships because you do not give them enough money when they are running for the school to pay for scholarship. They are dependent on scholarships, John. Okay? And you can run your hearts out until you get hurt, John, running for your school. And you never get a scholarship, John, because they're not going to give you a scholarship after you're hurt. So while they might have a colonial system, John, okay, where they set the rules, the fact is our athletes are still training on their own, still using their personal resources, John, to train and maybe to get to these games, John, since they are not allowed to get any compensation.
No, Trevor, I am not. I don't think our, like, the youngsters, especially the top athletes on high school teams, um, have to provide their own equipment these days. In my day, I had to buy my spikes
Okay.
and my football boots.
So times have changed.
but but with these big sports conglomerates wanting to show off their products,
Yes.
then I don't think I am wrong in saying that they provide schools, especially the big schools, who can show off their products. And they have a deal. As a matter of fact, right now the J3s have the deal with Puma, who provide, wear hikes or whatever, shorts, whatever, for the athletes.
Yeah, well, yeah, I understand how the process works, John. I'm just thinking that if these mega companies are coming there to show their brands and they are buying a sponsorship package, as you look on the flyers and you look around the field, John, you see the brands there, right? They're paying to put the brands there. I would
Mm.
hope, therefore, that somewhere within the system of each school, John, whatever you get from these sponsors goes into an escrow account, John, into an
Mm-hmm.
escrow account to provide scholarships for these students.
Mm-hmm.
Not where you're dependent on some school, no, some other place afterwards to give you a scholarship because they say you qualify because you did not break your amateur status.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I know that a lack of education has caused us to settle for a lot of things, John. Okay, that's been as well established. Okay, but for you to a multi-million-dollar company coming out to your meet, and these children, John, these kids, some of them are coming from places where, like we said, some of them get late to school because they have no breakfast. Okay, because they have no breakfast. Some of them don't turn up in school because they have no shoes. It doesn't mean it starts at the high school level, because these are the reports we get from kids who are going to primary school, John, that some of them are going to school without breakfast. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that I am not saying you're going to write a check and give to these kids, but somewhere along the line, we should hear that all the sponsorship money that comes to the table, that somewhere along the line is being invested into nurturing them, okay, or into making sure, John, that after they have run their hearts out, 1, 2, 3 gets 2 medals around their neck, John, and that doesn't really pay for coffee, okay. But the rest of them, John, what do they get? That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was not 3 persons that run, John. It's just 10 or 15. And I see them running, John, and they run their hearts out. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you say 1, 2, 3, and the camera is on 1, 2, 3, and the rest of them sits down there, John, and they worked, but they never got paid. They never.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm.
I mean, that's
And
cut. As I said, we're gonna cut the fat and get down to the bone and so the bone. Okay.
anyway, Trevor, the Kingston College coach Leaford Grant plans to step aside
Mhm.
as head coach at the end of this season. He has led the school to 4 titles in 5 years. He's going after title number 6, which would be the 36th title for Kingston College in champs.
Okay.
And moving along to football, Trevor, the Jamaica Reggae Girls opened their 2-game friendly on Sunday with a 2-goal-to-zip win over Peru on Jody Brown and Kayla McKenna strikes.
Mm.
Coach Hubert Busby says while he's happy with overall performance of the team, they could have scored more goals had they been more clinical in front of goal.
Yep. Peru,
The,
the Peruvian coach is probably saying the same thing.
you know, the victory is significant as it marked Reggae Girls' first triumph on South American soil
Okay.
since their 2-1 win over Colombia in 2018.
Mhm.
Game 2 is actually scheduled for today.
Okay.
And again, let me just run again the Jamaica squad. There is no Khadijah Bunny Shaw. Bunny had some injury. She's just coming off injury, returning to action.
Yes.
And the coach and her club, Manchester City in England, they want to see her playing 90 minutes more up now before she is drafted again into the Reggae Girls squad.
Very good. Very good.
But the Reggae Girls squad again in goal: Rebecca Spencer, Alia Morgan, and Leah Brooks. Defense: Alison Swaby, her sister Chantel Swaby, Naya Cardoza, Simone Wilson, Jasmine Ferguson, Donisha Blackwood, Cameron Simmons, Naima Ingleton in midfield,
Mhm.
Atlanta Primus, Najeri Butts, Amelia Van Zanten, Drew Spence, Jade Bailey, Olufolasade, Ademolikon. Up front, forward line, Tiffany Cameron, Kayla McKenna, Chanel Buckley, Jody Brown, Rihanna Blades, Risha Walker. And again, as I say, there's no Bonnie Shaw in the squad because she is actually recovering, coming back from an injury.
Okay.
CONCACAF Under 20 Women's Championship qualifiers, Jamaica and Nicaragua in a 1-1 stalemate.
Mhm.
While both teams were equal on points, Nicaragua advanced to the championship round on goal difference.
Ah.
Jamaica scored first, but couldn't hold. As
Mm.
Kenny Rogers said in The Gambler, you know when to hold, when to fold. And they folded,
Oh, my.
giving up the equalizer, something like the 87th minute. That's a heartbreaker, Trevor.
Yes, yes, yes. That
You
is.
know, the Caribbean will be represented in the championship round by Guyana and Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
Guyana's Lady Jaguars advanced after clipping Haiti 1-0 on a 57th minute Miami Fernandez goal.
Mhm.
The 8 teams in the championship round are the US, Mexico, Canada, Guyana, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Panama, and Puerto Rico. And by the way, Canada bruised Trinidad and Tobago women's eagle with a 12-0 trampling in Group E in a top of the table clash.
You know, John, we need to find us. We need to file a suit to prevent Canada, Canada, and the USA, John, even Mexico, from competing, John, against the small Caribbean islands. Okay,
Well,
it makes no sense, John, to have a country that have 350 million people competing against a little island named Jamaica, John, that has less than 3 million people, John. If this was a war, John, and soccer is a war, territorial war, okay, you would say that you're a bully, okay? You're lining up 300
yeah,
against
but
3
they're not
million.
going. They're not going to beat Jamaica 12-0, Trevor. Not no. Maybe there was a time, but not now. No, it's not going to happen. No, at all.
No, 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 no,
You
no,
know,
no,
I
no, you say why they want to cut out USAID aid, right?
no, they're not going to beat Jamaica. I mean, they might beat no and then.
Because
I don't think I would say 4-0, 5-0, but I don't think that is going to happen now.
as this
Think
president is saying, John, we're paying them to come beat us.
anyway, Trevor, in the CONCACAF under 20 women's qualifiers, um, Jamaica and Nicaragua 1-1, and Jamaica is knocked out. Jamaica did win the first 2 games, so did Nicaragua, but that 1-1 game with Nicaragua scoring more goals in the
Yes.
previous 2 games, they are moving forward. Anyway, Jamaican football fans may see Lionel Messi play on local soil for the first time as Inter
Wow.
Miami advance to the round of 16 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Inter Miami have a date with Cavalier March 6th in Miami,
Mm,
March 13th in Jamaica.
mhm.
Inter Miami got through to the round of 16 by defeating Sporting Kansas City 3-1 in Florida yesterday, winning the 2-game tie 4-1.
Mhm.
Cavalier through to the round of 16 after winning the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup.
So those.
Jamaica Premier League results from the weekend. The Cavalier 2-1, talking about Cavalier over Chappleton Maroons.
Mhm.
Waterhouse 1-0 over Portmore. Dunbeholden 3-2 over Humble Lion. Harborview and Tivoli Gardens in a 2-2 stalemate. Racing 3-2 over Malines United. Mount Pleasant and Montego Bay United in a 1-1 thriller, while Arnett Gardens defeated Veer 2-0.
Mhm.
And there are midweek games. In fact, today's games, Malines United plays Dunbeholden. Then tomorrow, Tivoli Gardens takes on Veer. Mount Pleasant plays Chapelton Maroons. Humble Lion plays Waterhouse. Cavalier plays Harborview. Montego Bay United against Racing, and Arnett Gardens against Portmore. And the
Mm.
leading goal scorers in the Premier League, the Jamaica Premier League, so far are Warner Brown of Arnett Gardens with 14 goals, Jamaro Calvin of Cavalier 12 goals, Shaquille Bradford, Mount Pleasant 11 goals.
Mhm.
English Premiership, Trevor,
Mhm.
Brighton 2-1 over Bournemouth today.
Mhm.
Well, yesterday, Crystal Palace 4-1 over Aston Villa. Fulham 2-1 over Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Chelsea 4-0 over Southampton.
Mm.
Now today, Brentford and Everton in a 1-1 stalemate.
Uh-huh.
Manchester United 3-2 over Ipswich.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. It's the word, Trevor. you know, as a matter of fact, and Ipswich scored first on United this afternoon. Nottingham and Arsenal in a 0-0 stalemate. Manchester City 1-0 over Tottenham.
Mm.
Liverpool 2-0 over Newcastle.
Mhm.
Ash Wednesday, March 5th, the 43rd staging of the Bob Marley One Love football matches at the Harborview Mini Stadium.
Mhm.
This year, teams will battle for the Bob Marley One Love Trophy designed by his daughter, Sidella Marley.
Okay.
Organizer Clive Busy Campbell said teams over the years asked for a trophy as an incentive for the winning team. And so this year, a trophy is in place. The participating team this year are masters and celebrities, entertainers, Christian ambassador, and referees.
So John, hold on a second. They used to get compensation before they get trophies, right?
No, um this is more like a fundraiser, because I
Okay.
think what as we call him, Busy Campbell has done over the years. When he puts on these games, he turns over money like to primary schools and prep schools to buy like
Eh,
computers and that kind of stuff.
so the teams are
So
really the teams are playing a charity game then.
yeah, it's strictly charity, Trevor.
So nobody get compensated on the team,
It's charity. It's charity.
and the coach and the referee also is charity. He doesn't get paid.
Strictly charity.
Okay. You know,
And this year's honorees are Taros Riley.
he's a cricket. He's a soccer player.
Some of these guys play soccer, I'm not
Mm.
sure, but I guess Taros has become very popular as one of our reggae artists. Bongo Herman, Ernest Smith, and Tanya Stevens. Tanya, it's a pity you already have a wife.
Yes, but
Me have a one man in my
yeah.
life.
I mean, John, I understand the principle, but I mean, we're having a soccer match, and you're on. Well, I guess because Cedella Marley is involved in it, and she's really the queen of the back room, in the back room. Maybe that's why the artists now are being brought in as to as
No, but what they have honored other artists in the past, Trevor.
okay.
Yeah.
In,
And I think they try to honor athletes too, and in the past, I know some athletes who have been honored
okay.
by the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to let our viewers and our listeners know that they go beyond and how they go about doing what they do.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Because
it's strictly charity, Trevor.
yes, because when you hear about uh cricket association honoring people, you would think that most of the time they have enough cricketers in their library. So when it comes to honoring, they don't have to go outside the cricket establishment to say these are the people, whether it be Hall of Fame or not, that have supported the sport, that have
Mm-hmm.
participated in the sport. When you have reggae some fest and I look up there, I'm going to see a lot of reggae players and a lot of singers on the stage. That is acceptable. But when you say you're having a soccer and then you look up there and say, you never play soccer?
Yeah, but Trevor, you see what the name of it is. Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm? Is the attachment of the Bob Marley, you know.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying.
I
So,
remember Bob used to play a lot of
all right.
football
Well,
too, you know.
yes, post, you mostly
But
give up.
as a matter of fact, I think even Usain Bolt has played in this tournament before, you know, too, you know, this charity game, you know.
Yeah, because he loves
So
soccer.
a lot of our so-called Jamaican stars today show up because they want to play. They
Yes.
want
Okay.
to be a part of it.
Okay. Good. Good. Good.
Yeah, they
All right.
want to be a part of this.
Yes. So I just want that part to be documented in the archive that we of this discussion. That
Yeah.
that even as we mentioned the event that's taking place in March was 5th or March.
Mm-hmm.
That that
That's next week, Wednesday.
yes, because yeah,
Yeah.
because Friday is the last day of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so I'm just saying that,
Ash Wednesday.
right. So I'm just saying, that, I want to make sure that, we cut the fat and we get down to the bone, so that
Mm-hmm.
people going looking back, we can be able to clearly um, get the details of an event
Yeah.
that of an event that takes place, not just the headline.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the details, because we have said on so many occasions that so many of our sports people will tell you that for all the years that they have been playing cricket, they have never seen their name in a book. Eh, So 30 years from now, nobody will even remember
Mm-hmm.
that they played the game, John. Yes.
Yeah. Let's go across the Caribbean now, Trevor, as there's a new president of Netball Trinidad and Tobago,
Mm,
as Debbie Ann Francois defeated incumbent Sherry Ann Blackburn 22
mm.
to 13 for the presidency in elections over the weekend. Apart from her presidency that was embroiled in controversy, Blackburn met with further criticism when she changed the annual general meeting from being an in person meeting carded for the Maloney Sports Complex to an online format at the 11th hour and without approval of General Council.
That sound like that election was fixed.
That's why she lose. Because, you know, because as some of the people say, you change it to an online thing. Some of these people don't have even computers, so what they're going to sign on to,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know? Anyway, Kayla Wilson defeated Joel Young 21-14 for first vice president, while Corinne David defeated Lisa Stanislaus 21-14 for second vice president.
Mhm.
Francois will serve a 4-year term.
Okay.
Congratulations due to West Indies All format head coach Darren Sammy, Olympic gold medalist Julian Alfred, and Olympian Levern Spencer conferred rather with St. Lucia's second highest award, the St. Lucia Cross, as part of the country's Independence Day honors February 22nd.
Mm.
Sammy awarded for his distinguished service in the field of sports and youth development, while Alfred, as you know, for her remarkable achievement in track and field and sports. And of course, the lesser known Spencer for her work in sports. While she was not as well known as Darren Sammy and Julian Alfred, she has been to 4 Olympic Games, Trevor, and 8 World Championships in the high jump. She's also a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, which she achieved in 2018.
Well, you can say that she had the footprints that the rest of them followed, John.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Raiden Kramer, a Guyanese defenseman, is off to Brazil on a 3-month football scholarship at Academia Football Real. Kramer earned the opportunity after his MVP performance at the KFC Goodwill International Football Tournament last December. He will train and develop his skills at the High Performance Club.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
St. Lucia to host the AMBC Caribbean Boxing Championships February 28th through March 2nd at the Boussy-Jour Indoor Facility. Territories participating are Guadeloupe, Martinique, St. Martin, and Puerto Rico. Barbados, Cayman Islands, Dominica Republic, Grenada, Jamaica, and Suriname will not participate as they operate under the rival World Boxing Organization. And former Jamaica super featherweight world champion Nicholas Axman Walters scheduled to step into the ring March 8th when he meets Mexican Luis Torres over 8 rounds. After being destroyed by Ukraine's Vasily Lomachenko November 26, 2016, the Axeman has fought just 3 times. A points win over Colombian Luis Diaz Marmol, a second-round TKO win over Reynaldo Esquivia, and a points win over Joseph Adomo last year. While his record stands at 29, 1 draw, 1 loss, at age 39, Trevor, it's hard to see why he keeps fighting and so inconsistently. 23-year-old Torres has a record of 20-1. And we close with some cricket history on this Wednesday sports update on John Sports Corner. In the first test at Christchurch on this date in 1993, Alan Border pulled Deepak Patel for 4 to become the top scorer in Test cricket history, overtaking the great Sunil Gavaskar's aggregate of 10,122 runs.
Wow.
And that's where we draw stumps on John Sports Corner this Wednesday afternoon on the Sosofat Media Network. Thanks for joining us, and tell a friend that we span the sports globe. Remember to go to Winner Circle store in the Sosofat shop and see the merchandise that's there. Pick something that you like, including the great Jamaica Blue Mountain Cafe. Folks, enjoy the rest of the week. See you next week.